happy times and also harder times, and it feels so great to have this celebration with so many of you here filling the hall today. Thanks to everyone. So now on to Mom and Dad. Mom mentioned to us in the last week or so that she didn't want too much attention to be drawn on them, being the modest person that she is. But she did say that it was okay to do a little bit of roasting. So, Mom, I think we're trying to find the right balance between the lauding and the roasting. We'll do a bit of both. So, for many years in Mom and Dad's home, there was a quote on the wall that always stuck with me. It was by Oscar Wilde, and it said, "Be yourself, everyone else is taken." And I think that really, in essence, Mom and Dad, you have lived out that in your life, when sometimes it's easy to be yourself, and sometimes it's really hard, but you've set that example for us. So our deep appreciation for that. Mom and Dad had 3 babies in a very short period of time. Steve came in 1973, our eldest brother, and the twins, Michelle and Mark, came 16 months later. So there was a lot going on in the household. And then 4 years later, I arrived. So a lot of my first memories are Michelle and Mark and Steve heading out the door to school, right here at the corner, and heading down to the store with Mom and Dad, and chatting with Grandma Towns in the post office, hanging out with other people working there, often building forts in the pop section. If you remember when pop used to be in the flats of 24, and they were really easy to stack and kind of hide in, or hiding in the diapers, until maybe I would go run some errands in town with Dad or Mom would find me, and we'd head up to the house for lunch and some Sesame Street. And I can remember having rye toast. Sometimes food is very evocative, and my lunch in my memory with Mom at the house is rye toast with butter and yogurt and pineapple. I'm sure we had a variety, but that's the one memory. So those are great memories. And then over the years later, some of my more recent memories are with Mom and Dad in the places that I lived outside of Douro before I returned in 2017. And this is where the roasting begins.